Laura here from Get Organized HQ, and I love decluttering and I love organizing, and I broke the cardinal rule of decluttering and I'm not sad about it, and I'm going to tell you all about it. Now, if you love decluttering and organizing, go ahead and make sure you hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up so you don't miss some of the other great videos we have coming your way. So generally speaking, I'm pretty much a rule follower kind of girl, but every now and again, I think you need to break the rules. And most importantly, especially on those self-imposed rules, we need to remember why we created those rules in the first place and what our ultimate goal is. So when it comes to decluttering, my goal is to be in a space that I feel good in, that inspires me, that doesn't overwhelm me. And really my ultimate goal is to achieve less stress and just more peace, and to help my day-to-day life run more smoothly. And one of the major decluttering things that you're going to hear out there is that you should not keep duplicates of items. Like, you should only have one of each item. You don't need a bunch. Now, I want to point out a couple of things here. First of all, that's only partially true. If you think about it really literally, there are a lot of things that we accept the fact that we have duplicates of, like clothing. Like, I don't just have one shirt and one pair of pants, or towels. I don't just have one towel, or like soap dispensers. I don't have one soap dispenser for my entire home. And you can only wash your hands there. You have to go get it. Like, we have one at each sink. Like, that's for just obvious convenience reasons. However, I want to take that a step further and apply it in other ways and say, are there places where if you had more than one of something, and something that you don't typically necessarily have more than one of, would it make your life easier? And I'm going to share some duplicates I have that actually make my life easier. Number one, I have duplicates of most of my toiletries for the purpose of traveling. So I have 2 toothbrushes, 2 tubes of toothpaste, 2 deodorants, 2 hairbrushes, all of those types of things. Makeup, I have 2 of most of those, so that I can just keep my toiletries bag packed for traveling, and I don't have to gather stuff up. And also, on the morning that you're leaving, especially if you're leaving early, you actually need to use some of those items, so it's hard to get them packed. And most of those items are fairly affordable. You're going to use them in the course of time anyway, so I love having duplicates of that. Next, I have multiple duplicates, like tons of nail clippers. I don't know about you, but I get hangnails like all the time, and they drive me bananas. Like, I can't take it. So I put nail clippers like everywhere, in my purse, in the car, in the drawer of my desk, in the kitchen, by my bed, in the bathroom, like everywhere. And they're so cheap. They're like 99 cents. So I love having duplicates of those. And they're teeny tiny. They don't take up a lot of space. I also have duplicate phone chargers. One in the car, one in my bedroom, and one in my office, because I'm one of those people who has never run out of phone battery. And if it's like, less than 30%, I start to get a little antsy. So I just love having them everywhere. I don't want to have to like run upstairs or downstairs to get the phone charger and then forget to get it. And then when I'm going to bed, have to run back down and get it. So I just think they're small, they're really affordable. Those are something that, especially if you have a larger home, it's nice to have more than one. And speaking of phone chargers, I made an excellent investment the other day, and I got myself a second iPad charger. So many of you may know that I use my iPad as my planner nowadays. I don't actually use my paper planner anymore. It's my digital planner. And so it goes everywhere with me, and I use it all the time, and the battery dies on it pretty quickly, and I only have one charger. It's not like a phone charger. It doesn't use the same kind of charger. It's a special charger just for it. And I was on my spin bike, where I also use my iPad to use Apple Fitness, and I was complaining about how, like, oh my goodness, this drained my battery. I'm below 20% again. And my husband was like, why don't you get another charger and like charge it while you're on the spin bike? And I was like, oh, I never actually thought of that. So I went on Amazon. I think it was less than $15, and found the right kind of charger. And now, while I'm actually spinning downstairs, I can have my iPad charging, and it's been a game changer. Now, this is not very minimalist of me at all, but I have multiple water bottles for my kids. I used to try to only have one. It drove me crazy. We would lose them, they would fall behind their bed, we were running out the door, we couldn't find them, and I finally decided that it was just stressing me out, so now I have like 3 water bottles for each of them, and I love it. One more area that I have multiples that I love is for my kids' toothbrushes and hairbrushes and things that they need to get ready. In our last home, we had like the main living area with like the kitchen, living room, and like a bathroom on the bottom level, and then our bedrooms were on the top level. So they'd be getting ready for school, they would come downstairs, they would eat breakfast, their backpack was down there, and then they would still need to brush their teeth and their hair. And I hated having to go back upstairs with them to get that done. So I had a toothbrush, toothpaste, and hairbrush in their upstairs bathroom and one in the downstairs bathroom. So if you have a bigger house or multiple levels, make sure that those things that you need when you're going out the door to get ready are accessible wherever you are. And if you have to buy 2 of them, go ahead and do that. So I hope you enjoyed hearing about how I actually broke the cardinal rule of decluttering. But I usually follow most of the rules, and if you want to hear my decluttering method that's going to help you declutter with less stress and make it easier, go ahead and click to watch my reverse decluttering video. That's my favorite method.